one of the things that seemed to be an issue was feedback in one of our other games. So this is going to be a question and answer session for you guys. It can be very brief or as how long you want, but just a general, how do you think the game's going? Or what are the good parts? What are the bad parts? Are there anything you want to see more of, less of?
Mm,
Don't all speak up at once. So I'm going to start with Corey / Beck.
Why? Everyone says I talk too much. I was trying to let someone else have an opinion.
Not allowed.
This is a hard thing for me already
When it-
to let other people
when it
have
relates to-
opinions.
When it relates to D&D, I think the expectation is that we want you to talk a lot.
Yes, please, and often.
I just don't want to be Lucy, so I'm very cautious.
Plus,
That's all.
any annoyances I have with you towards things we've argued about before is very specifically just me being me. So, yeah, shut up. Just say. I mean, talk. I mean, do something.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't know if Silent is gonna believe me because now he thinks I'm too nice, but I'm only too nice in a genuine way. I'm like very happy. I'm gonna be really sad if I miss the puzzle next week, though. But
Well, I mean, to help lessen that blow, you've already seen the first one. You're going to get an idea that the puzzles are personal. So
yeah, no, I know. I want to be there. That's
Sure.
that's
I'm
and
with
I
you.
want to help, but that's I assume it's not my puzzle, so
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
so no, I am happy.
Okay. Miser, Shin.
Less dead travel time would be about it. Otherwise, you're good.
What does that mean?
As in, I just felt like after a bit, it just ended up as kind of getting bored of just traveling from point A to point B, because we weren't necessarily RPing very much in it. And when you introduce the challenge aspects of it, like skirting around the bears, or there's this pack of wolves in front of you, or even the wolf ambush, that part was fun. But it doesn't seem like this group actually likes to RP very much.
That's fine. And I understand that, yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to fill those gaps in as we go.
I'm the bad at the RPs.
Well, you just keep practicing, you get better.
I
At
do
what
like.
point does that happen?
Where Bex feels like she talks too much. I know I talk too much because I keep trying to fill in that void of empty space.
Yeah, I mean that's my habit and like my instinct, but I don't want to be over talking people like crazy. So I'm actively trying not to do that.
Well,
But I do like Goldie asking us to tell her stories and stuff to like prompt a little bit of RP because it gives us a chance to like each give it a go, you know?
Yep.
And then
That was the
Isk
idea.
falls flat on their face.
I mean, it's understandable because it was when you guys were going to Amish Town and then you found Amish Town. So I didn't have a chance to bring in Isk.
I definitely was not expecting it today.
Neither was
Whoa
I,
to Goldie
Isk.
when she asks Miser that question again.
So Tig, Isk, what are your thoughts?
I agree with Miser. I mean, I enjoy the parts where we're engaged, like the towns, puzzles, anything where there's an interaction with stuff, where we're doing stuff as a team with or against something. So I do like those parts the best. I know the travel time has to like be relative to how long it takes, but there are times where it's a lot of like sort of like wake up, go to sleep, wake up, go to sleep. So
Yep.
during those parts, there's just not a lot necessarily for us to do because there isn't really something for us to react to.
Yep.
And that's I think why there's not that much RP happening during those times.
Yep, that's very understandable.
But I also know that I rolled kind of a passive character, which is my own problem for the character, so I'm going to try to work on that.
All right.
It would be better, I think, even with the longer travel times, if more of us were more talkative about personal life things too. But that's in-game hard to do, considering out of game we talk all the time.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, maybe not.
V, Matthias?
I've been enjoying it. It's this session just seemed like it was. We went from everything happening all at once last session to just nothing happening this session almost.
Yep.
So going from a high to a low intensity type of deal. But other than that, it's been fun. And Bex you don't really have to worry about talking too much, because if none of us are talking, filling in that gap can help cue off other RP from other people.
Okay, thank you.
I also did think that my evasiveness towards Isk as Shin would have made Isk pursue that more, but then Isk is also passive, so Isk was done pursuing that as far as Isk wanted to as well.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to like interpret some of the lizard folk like race stuff, and it's a little weird. Like they're very in the present and not very reactive, except for like a few emotions. So like I've been trying to stay true to that, but it's difficult.
My suggestion for that is to just play it how you feel the most comfortable with, and I can work around that, especially with what I've given you. It
Mhm.
makes it very easy for you to kind of shape the race how you want, since there isn't going to be anybody to argue you otherwise. The only person who would have an understanding of it is somebody who came from outside the plane, and very
Mhm.
easily explainable. They're different.
Okay.
And Alaria, Nala, what are your thoughts?
Uh, that was my thoughts.
Fantastic.
I
So,
agree.
as a DM, I'm very happy to hear your guys' thoughts and input. As for the dead space and the travel time, I was concerned about that in the first place, which is why I asked you guys those questions about what do you feel about time skips. My problem with the world I have presented for you guys is it still feels a bit empty. So I'm trying to fill the space as we go, and this happened to be a rough one for me because I made Winnipeg, but then it's like, well, you guys don't want to stick around, which is very understandable because of the situations you're in. So now we're back into Dead Space again. So absolutely, I probably could have just skipped it because there was could they gotten chased again? Probably not. All right, let's go back into, let's just time skip it forward, maybe throw a few challenges, and then boom, we're there, right? So
Yeah, I mean, I think you have
mean-
presented yourself with quite a challenge, given that we basically feel like we can't go anywhere in society right now.
I think
Like-
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, in terms of like filling it with people and places, like we're gonna skirt all of those because of the situation we're in.
I don't
Not
want
entirely
to.
true.
I don't want to shape your guys' decisions right now, but I don't want you to be too concerned about that because I've already had that thought and I've already had that discussion with my DM friends.
I mean, actually, I think it's kind of fun, the idea that we'd want to like be keeping tabs on something like that by going into the cities and trying to like overhear stuff and be sneaking around. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
limit us from going into the cities.
What does limit us from going into the cities is that we are absolutely shit at sneaking.
Yeah, we are the least stealthy and the most recognizable group of adventurers I've potentially ever seen.
We should have better disguises.
That's well and good, but none of us even have that concept except for maybe you.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna
Like,
have to go back
our-
into the cities at some point.
Yes. So
All of our characters don't have that concept of needing disguises to get places. It's never been within our framework of our character's history.
Yeah,
And
definitely not
never-
Corey.
Never needed to.
But it wouldn't occur to them, like, if they had no other option, that wouldn't be an idea that they would come up with, even if it wasn't something they'd ever, like, even if you hadn't done it before, it's something you would have seen someone else do at some point.
But then that just comes into an aspect of our potentially our intelligence or wisdom playing against us there, where we're like, yeah, we really have never done this before. We're not going to succeed at doing this now, especially with trying to cover up a lizard folk, a dragonborn, a Goliath,
Goliath.
a metal
panther?
panther,
Yeah. It's not easy.
and then 2
It's
elves.
definitely not easy. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you guys could probably like pull up your hoods and pass as humans or whatever, you know, more or less, but
We're like, when the 2 elves are the most acceptable of the races brought forth. I mean, Dragonborn are probably extremely acceptable too, considering Silent had already previously said that Bahamut was a primary
yeah, except
deity of
that
worship in
of
this world.
course Corey now thinks that everyone is after her specifically, and you're gonna have a hard time convincing her to take her Bahamut regalia off of her body. You know,
need to
like
take it off.
it's just
How about no?
Now,
yeah, I mean it's possible,
go for it.
but it's not gonna be easy.
I'm not saying that isn't something that we could do and will attempt to do. I can tell you right now, Shin would not be in agreement with it.
Oh, B, you can turn it off again.
Okay.